I'd like to turn to crime. Crime statistics show that East Hawaii has more crime than West Hawaii, and reports show that a whole lot of it is drug-related. We appreciate all that the police do because we have, I think, some absolutely excellent police people here. And I'm not just saying that because that man is sitting back there with his badge and gun. You do have your gun, don't you? Yeah. But seriously, we are very blessed on this island. We have some fabulous police officers, and that's a good thing. But the question is, not everything is working out the way we want because we continue to have these issues. So what might you suggest in your role on the county council to help improve this situation? And I'd like to start with you, Ms. Green.
I think we need more in our area.
More what?
More police officers. I work with them being on the Kokoa Pahoa, which is a graduated site of Pahoa Weed and Seed. So I work with a lot of the CPOs, or community police officers, and I hear their issues that they just don't have enough officers. Excuse me? They just don't have enough. We do need. I would like to see more. I wish I had a lot of money and I would hire them myself, but I would, we just don't have it. But maybe working with the Senate, the representative and council working together, maybe we can come up with some funding so that we could get more police in our area. I would love to see that. I would hate to see the police office doing 16 hours a day and trying to go home and trying to be with their families. I think that we do need more in our community. In fact, on the whole island.
Ms. O'Hara, the question is that we do have more crime here in East Hawaii than in West Hawaii. Much of it is drug-related. Police are doing a great job, except that more needs to be done. So what would you suggest?
I have to agree with Ms. Green that we do need more police officers. As I already said in the opening, one of the top priorities is public safety in my area, and there is a tremendous drug problem. I don't think that's news to anybody in the room. But the meth epidemic is alive and well, unfortunately. And that leads to other types of crime. And as a result, and because our district is lower income on the average, that also correlates with higher crime levels. We need more officers. I would like to see a police station, a full-service police station, developed just for Lower Puna and one for Upper Puna. We have divided these two districts because of growth in population. We have nearly 23,000 people in the district that I would be serving on county council, and we have the same amount of people in Upper Puna County Council District 5. And yet we are still functioning with only one full-service police station. This is not adequate for an area that is as large as the island of Oahu, and it stresses our police. Some of the CPOs, community policing officers, are doing dual shift. They also have an active duty shift as well as being CPO. So it is hard on morale, and it's hard on scheduling. So those are some of the things that I would like to consider doing.
New police station and more police.
New police station
Okay.
and more police.
Okay. Ms. Leloy.
So I'm actually very blessed to have gotten the endorsement from our state police officers union. And I'm married to a police officer. So the question is, how do we reduce crime? One thing that the council is in charge of is the budget, and it's the police department's budget. And for so long, what they've done is they've assigned police officers based on residential or people populations. And what I'd like to see is them take a good hard look at their budget and actually refine it where they're looking at it twofolds: the number of people and the number of square miles that they're covering, and then begin to allocate officers that way. We completely understand in Hilo we have a number of police officers, but up in Volcano, Mountain View, there's very limited number of police officers, but they have a large area of square miles to cover. So if they get a call in Curtistown and then another call in Volcano, it takes them the better part of 20 minutes to get there. So I'd like to see the police department, and I'll be willing to work with them to get innovative with their budget, and then begin to allocate police officers that way. I also recognize that they're union and they have some contractual obligations, but I also think there's an opportunity there to have more police services in our rural areas and get funding to those rural areas based on square miles. So it's a multi-pronged approach, population and square miles.
Ms. Kali'i, talk about how you would address the issue.
Well, interesting enough, 91% of the communities of Hawaii Island, their crime rate is lower than Hilo's. So for Hilo, there's a high percentage of violent crimes and property crimes. And those crimes are linked to domestic violence and substance abuse, which are crimes in and of itself. When I worked for CPS as an investigator,
Child Protective Services?
Child Welfare Services, yes. 95% of my cases dealt with parental ice use. And we realized that substance abuse is still prevalent in our communities. So in addition to getting more police officers, which we really need, we also need to look at our community outreach, looking at increasing our neighborhood watch programs. Go back to the old Kumiai organizations where we had, these close-knit associations in our neighborhood where we all kind of looked out for each other. We gotta get rid of the stigma, I don't wanna get involved, it's not my business, it's not my kuleana. But we need to get involved because it is our business. It is our responsibility to help make our communities a safe place for our families.